Welcome back to probably the final part this time, part number 3 of Confidential Killings, where we try to figure out the murders of different people in Hollywood. It's been a mess. If you haven't seen the previous parts, make sure to check them in the top right corner. But we move on to the next case and see what we get. Venus Disco. Oh boy. Is Caddy Keller dead, or who is this? Who is this? The young man is lying on the floor on a puddle of blood, a knife sticking from his chest. Or is this the photographer? Grayson. Oh, Grayson Davis, yeah. Davis. He was extorting someone last time, wasn't he? Cosmopolitan Magazine, photography, Grayson Davis, Disco, Venus. We all know this is just a publicity stunt both for the discotheque and Steinwitz production, but it doesn't matter to our readers. They just want to see big stars enjoying the perfect lives in the most exclusive disco in the city. Take photos of the chaos that's been going on there, the debased costumes and all that. You know as well as I what our readers want. No spirits, stick to beer. We don't want another roll of photos taken with a lens cover on. Oh my gosh. Okay, professional film camera. Cool. The film inside is half used. Okay. A big wad of banknotes. So this guy liked to carry big sums on him. Certainly more than a photographer can earn. Here's your payment, you dirty leech. Be happy that my husband doesn't know I'm protecting him from people like you. Because if he discovered that, he would freaking kill you. You and your disgusting magazine have ruined his reputation enough. Don't think you can get more money than this from me. How much do you think a secondary actress is paid? Hope you die soon. Oh gosh. Is this Penelope Marshall by any chance? Or Martha Hart? One of the two probably. Grayson Davis, do whatever you want with these photos of yours. Troy already knows about them and how I was tricked into taking them by con artists without scruples. That's how it works in this business, and everyone knows it, except young kids eager to prove themselves, dreaming of seeing themselves on the big screen. You want to publish those photos? Do it. It certainly won't hurt my relationship with Troy. This is clearly what you're aiming at with your scare tactics. But be sure to watch your back if you decide to publish them. I was underage in those photos, and I'm not sure the police will appreciate that. Okay, that was Martha. Yeah, that was Martha. So the other letter I imagine is by Penelope. So maybe Harry is the killer then, potentially. What do we have? Some photos. Okay. This guy's looking awfully suspicious. Okay, I'm sure there will be something useful in these photos. But there's something sticking out here. There's a knife in this pocket. Hello. Is that the same knife? It is the same knife that was used to stab him. Interesting. Okay, now here's the bartender. Let's talk to him. Looks like Agent 47. I didn't move from this calendar. I don't know what happened. You try keeping track of anything with the loud music, the moving lights, and all these junkies. This job is hard enough without police interrogations, alright? Cocktails list for VIPs. Remember, our VIPs don't have to ask for their drink. They need to have it ready when they arrived at the bar. Memorize this list. Jeffrey Steinwitz, only whiskey. Troy Dixon, Harvey Wallbanger. Penelope Marshall, Pina Colada. Good taste. Caddy Keller, Green Hornet. Mike Alvarez, Grasshopper. Wait, Mike Alvarez wasn't put into jail? He was guilty last time. Martha Hart, Brandy Alexander, Henry Marshall. Don't serve him alcohol. So Henry was here. Tobias Hobbs, Harvey Wallbanger. So two people with Harvey Wallbanger. Dennis Miller, Tom Collins. Okay, added by hand. Disco Venus for inquiries. Contact the manager, Jeffrey Donnelly. Jeffrey Donnelly is the manager. And what's this one? Oh, police report. Peter Decker. Okay. Look what my cop friend dug up in the records, Peter. Or should I call you by your new fancy name, Zachary Pierce? Okay. I wonder what my old friend Jeff would say, having hired a criminal without knowing it. He'd send you straight back to the slammer for identity theft, but don't worry, we can bury the evidence for a favor. You'll find my instructions in the trash bin in the corridor. Make sure you destroy them. We'll protect you after that. Trash bin, trash bin. We'll need to find that. Piles of gaze on the table. His drug is everywhere. A curly red wig is lying on the floor next to the dancer's spot. Red wig. I think this lady was wearing red wig. It had a knife in it. Is it this lady? Or no? She seems to be wearing the same thing, right? Who's this? Man is slumped on the table. It makes sense why someone might have thought he was sleeping. Wait, is he dead? A glass with a drop of liquid left in it. A faint chemical smell comes from it. It was poisoned. Oh my god, there's another dead body. Hollywood is wild. Cosmopolitan magazine assignment for type reportage. Personal Dennis Miller, journalist. Grayson Davis, photographer. So, oh my gosh, Dennis Miller is indeed dead. Assignment, special night at Disco Venus, organized for adoption of successful play sabotaging and seducing into movie. Report about VIPs there, especially those involved in the play plus future actors on movie. Interviews with cast and crew are appointed. See back of paper for list plus instructions. P.S. Do me a favor and keep an eye on Grayson. I don't trust that kid. There have been complaints about him in the past. New York Police Department, Roman Lipko. Born in New York from family of immigrants, death of his father due to health issues related to alcoholism, reported for several incidents requiring police intervention, no arrest. Arrested, avoids prison by getting enrolled in the army, dies in the Korean War, closed casket military funeral. He is not dead. Find Roman Lipko and you'll have solved the mystery. Why did he disappear? Where is he now? I can only give you crumbs. You have to fill the blanks yourself to believe it. Powerful players are involved. K. Dennis, don't go there. It's a trap. They already tried once. One failure won't stop them. I know these people. They are ruthless. They tried to kill me too. I'm your friend in this. We share the same objective. Knowing the truth to everyone. I already revealed a lot to you and I put my trust in you. This is not something I do lightly. Need my advice and stay away from the disco. Kenneth is the mystery K. Interesting. Who do we have up here? Michael Vares. Why was he not arrested? I stayed on the balcony the whole time. Frank here can testify to that. What happened on the dance floor? Who knows? From up here, they all look like ants scurrying about. Mikey the lackey, always ready to lick his master's boots and do his bidding. You avoided justice once. Don't think you can do it twice. Comeuppance is coming for you and your master, a friend. If you succeed this time, there will be huge rewards waiting for you. Failure is not an option. Did he actually go for Dennis again? Is he that stupid? Mike and I were in this booth all night choosing tracks and keeping the set running. I was so focused I didn't see a thing. So this is the DJ Frank Gaines, the DJ that no one likes. Top 10. As per contract with the record companies, play at least 5 of these tonight. I put an asterisk on my suggestions. Okay, cool. Hey Frankie boy, your career is certainly improving since Jicky Z died, eh? You got his job and you're even playing at the disco in his place. I shot these pictures of you fighting with him at the radio station. They might not convince the police, but I'm sure they are good enough for the sensationalist press. You can have them for a price. Small cuts of silver, yeah. I'm so proud of you for this disco gig. Show them who's the best DJ in town. See you at the station tomorrow. Love, Evelyn. Cute. What else? There's a police officer. Most of these people were so drugged or drunk, we sent them to the police station. We lined up the ones who were still coherent in the corridors. One of them must have stabbed him. Police issued 38. Caliber 38, I think. Let's see. All the people here. Who's this guy? I was checking on the new dancer, the blondie, who always makes a mess. I didn't notice the dead guys until people started screaming. I don't care if a drug addict ODs or whatever happened. I have a business to run. This is the DJ's disco's manager, Jeffrey Donnelly. Jeff, now how the hell can it be a breach of contract if the guy is freaking dead? The contract says, and I quote, Radio Alpha Omega will ensure the presence of one of their DJs for the evening. Does it say Jakizi anywhere? No! Feel free to check. So Fab Frank it is. Not like we can do anything different, can we? Unless you take a shovel and get Jakizi out of his grave. Kind regards, etc. Evelyn, copy this on the typewriter and don't send the draft like the last time. For the love of God, another stupid mistake like that and you're out. I don't give a shit about your politician uncle. When we aired this interview, it got the lowest ratings ever. So Evelyn sent the wrong thing again. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Wages, female dancers, Amanda Adams, $74 per hour. Megan Hawkins, $14 per hour. Sophia Smith, $10 per hour as long as on trial. Male dancers all at $14 per hour as per contract. Barman Zachary Pierce, $112 per hour plus tips. DJ area Frank Gaines, $14 per hour. Amanda Adams is making a fortune here. Why is she so much higher than anyone else? Everyone else together even. That's crazy. Amanda Adams, Megan Hawkins, Sophia Smith. The three dancers. Is there any reason why junkie Amanda is getting paid 6 times more than the other dancers for the same job? Especially when she spends half of her time snorting gaze, which I happened to accidentally photograph with my camera. Maybe there's something else behind all her trips to your office. Oh, I see. None of my business, but the press loves a good scandal. Maybe a businessman like you would like to discuss the matter. Okay, so the photographer was extorting everyone left and right, so someone just killed him. Fair enough. I haven't even set foot in the club. Are you crazy? I hate these places and this PR stunt is stupid. Sorry to hear about Dennis. He was nosy but always gave good ratings to my shows. Cosmopuritan. Korean retrograde. Henry Marshall is at it again, slave to the bottle while his career is on the line. Alcoholism is no joke. Every morning, tragic death of DJ Jakizi. New star has arrived, Rebecca Simpson. Okay. My dear friend Jeffrey, despite all the setbacks and problems, I was certain I could count on you to make the play a success. You expressed worries about Katie Keller's nervous breakdowns, but worry not. We're taking care of her and she'll be in top shape soon. She's the new big star we need, instrumental in rebuilding our destroyed reputation after all the incidents. Tonight's disco is just a small annoyance you'll have to bear for the sake of the press. My doctor ordered me to stay home. My heart condition simply doesn't allow me to go out anymore. Also, guess who is going back to Hollywood to show everyone that he's still in the best producer in cinema? You, my friend. Yours, Dominic. So I have Dominic written down and like on my note, but I don't remember who was Dominic. From the Jaws of Defeat, the movie based on the autobiography of war hero Dominic Fraser. Oh, well, that answers my question. Fraser, war hero. Wins 6 Oscars. Both the producer Jeffrey Steinwitz and the author were present at the ceremony. Dominic Fraser, the veteran who conquered America's heart with his tales of bravery. Look at this old article I found in my archive at home. Our first collaborations, and we're still friends after all these years. I see many more movies in your future, Jeffrey. You and me working in Hollywood again. It will be like old times. Dominic. A box of fine cigars. Okay, who is this? Let me inside. I'm here to meet a person. It's a matter of life or death. Oh. A small wooden stamp with the letter K enclosed in a C is engraved on the bottom. Uh-huh. So this is Kenneth, isn't it? Isn't he? Okay. I found this guy trying to slip inside without an invitation. No documents on him, but by frisking him, I found these flight tickets that I held on to. Kenneth Cleveland. Okay, boarding pass. Flight to Mexico City. I see, okay. Mexico keeps coming up in tears. I was trying to stop Troy. I don't know what happened to him on that tour. He has changed. The dance floor? Are you kidding me? I've been in the back reviewing some documents. Discos aren't for me. I'm getting on in years. Is this Dominic? No, but Dominic can't leave his house, no. Fiscal Frontiers, 5100. Estimated Mr. Hobbs. Mr. Hobbs. Who was Mr. Hobbs? We have noticed some peculiarities in the revenue split between you and Mr. Dixon. And we would like confirmation that everything is as intended. Oh, this was the manager of Troy. Tobias Hobbs. Troy's manager, yes. As documented in the attached document, it appears that the split from Dixon's European tour is 60% towards Tobias Hobbs, 5% for expenses to be refunded to Tobias Hobbs, 30% to Troy Dixon. This appears to be highly unusual. Usually the percentage are 10 to 25% to the manager, the rest to the musician. At Fiscal Frontiers, we were wondering if there has been a typo or a mistake made while writing this contract. Ad Astra Center. Dear Mr. Hobbs, we would like to express our deepest congratulations on your recent successes. You have shaped Mr. Dixon from a timid young kid to an international star. We are glad to announce that your request for a higher position inside the center has been accepted. Expect a convocation soon. We will be in contact by phone. Your contribution as a creator of stars is deeply appreciated. I see. Okay. And the other corridor, more people. I was always dancing. I didn't move from the disco floor. The bar? Why would I want to go to the bar? I'm in rehab. I'm clean. Small flask of alcohol. Sure you are. Sure you are. Harry. Or Henry. Ad Astra Center. Dear Henry, we understand that your wife has forced you to join Alcoholics Help, but it's the wrong move. If you have any problems, come to us and we'll solve them together, like we always do. We're a big family here. Reach for the stars and become one. Okay, who is this? Is that the journalist who's lying dead on the table? I admit I didn't like the magazine he wrote for, but he seemed like an alright guy. Mrs. Marshall. Oh, this is Penelope. Okay. We must express our regret over your current misguided attempt to cure your husband's so-called alcoholism by seeking outside help. We made him the successful actor he is, and he knows where his real family is. For the love of your husband, we implore you to leave his recovery to us. Interferences will only make his condition worse. The direction of Ad Astra. That's so shady. That Ad Astra thing. Okay, I was at the table with the drugs, but I couldn't even take a hit. My girlfriend stopped me and started arguing me and my manager, but maybe she was right. Okay, this is Troy. Martha Hart. Troy, be wary of the people who surround you and act like your friend. Be wary of the people who surround you and act like your friends. Dear Troy, what a pleasure it is for us to have you as one of our members. We have been following your unstoppable ascent as a singer, and it has made us so proud. People like you are the what make Ad Astra so successful. Your story will help others find their hidden potential. You are invited to join us in 2 weeks on Monday the 2nd. For a celebration of your successes, your manager will also be there. Again, the most heartfelt congratulations from the Ad Astra family. And a ring. A small box containing a diamond ring. Inside is an inscription, Martha. Okay. Cool. Who is this lady? Look, I was just dancing, doing my job. If I keep working near the speak like this, I'll go deaf before I'm 30. Where was that photo? Near the speak. Wait, this is her, right? Oh, here are the speakers. Yeah, near the speak. She was standing in the front. Yeah. Okay. I'm the new dancer, so here. So they gave me the worst spot. I couldn't see a thing, and no important Hollywood agent could notice me either. Cheap red lipstick. Okay, let's see. Okay, she was at the back. Yeah, she was the dancer in the back. Okay, and this, as if this job isn't tiring enough. Now we're getting the 3rd degree from the police. Small purse containing a few dollars. Oh, and the bin, right. A metallic trash bin, it's almost full. Small empty bottle with an unusual shape was thrown in the bin. The traces of liquid left in the bottom smell faintly of chemicals. So this is the poison bottle, right? That's been used to poison him. Wait, 64 out of 64. I'm done with this one. Yeah, okay. Totally missed that. Okay, so we have collected all the evidence, supposedly. And can we now reconstruct what happened? Oh boy, can we? I'm not sure about the names. I'll need to look those up. I did have the dancers' names, but which one is which? We'll have to see. The dead guy, Dennis Miller. Wait, is that the... No. This is Dennis is the poisoned one. Dennis was poisoned. So this was a Davis Grayson. And Dennis Miller. Here we go. This one was Mike Alvarez. He should be in jail, but sure, he isn't. This was Frank Gaines, yes. Oh my god, there's so many of people. So this was... Is that Caddy Keller? Kind of looks like her. No. Who is she? I don't recognize her. Oh, that was one of the dancers. Never mind. Never mind. That is not Caddy Keller. Who was this? Blonde. Oh, that was the other dancer. Okay, those three are the dancers. This guy was Geoffrey Donnelly. Donnelly. Okay. The bald guy was the bartender Zachary Pierce. Is his current name. That guy was Tobias Hobbs. That guy is Troy Dixon. This is Henry Marshall. That she's Martha Hart. She is Penelope Marshall. That is Jeffrey Steinowitz. And that is Kenneth Cleveland. Okay, and we have the dancer names missing. Where were the dancer names again? Were they somewhere here? Okay, yeah. Amanda Adams, Megan Hawkins, Sophia. Okay, Amanda Adams is the one who's receiving the most, so it's probably in the very front, or maybe not. No, it was the one in the front. Yeah, the intern, Sophia Smith. This one was Sophia Smith, right? The intern. Sophia Smith, and the last one is Megan Hawkins. Alright, so I have all the people solved. Now we gotta figure out what happened. Who murdered things? I think the bartender, Zachary Pierce, no? A blank at the disco, blank blank under the influence of the blank blank. Fatally blank the blank blank blank. A blank at the disco. Under the influence of the drug gaze, fatally blank the blank blank. Shortly after, the body of journalist the Dennis Miller, because I imagine Dennis Miller was murdered first by poison, and then the other guy was stabbed. Dennis Miller was discovered slumped across a table, already dead. Shortly after. Okay, so the guy that was stabbed, and then the body was discovered of Dennis Miller, because people thought he was asleep. But I think he was probably dead for a while there, yeah. He had consumed a blank that had been poisoned. He had consumed a drink that had been poisoned by the barman. Zachary. What's his surname? Pierce? Acting on the orders of... let's see. What did the... Oh, it said here. You'll find my instructions in the trash bin on the corridor. Oh, boy. My cop friend dug up. Who wrote this? Was it the photographer? Because he liked to blackmail people. Acting on the orders. Let's see here. The photos. I mean, here is he supposedly poisoning. Maybe he's looking at the photographer like, oh, he's the one. Or maybe, oh, maybe he murdered the photographer cause he saw him taking a photo, like an evidence. No, but I think she stabbed him. God, this is tricky. Captured early. So it was captured by... what's his name? Davis Grayson. Davis Grayson. By a photo. Photo captured earlier by Davis Grayson. But whose orders was he acting on? Is the question. What happened with the stabbing? Under the influence of the drug, fatally stabbed the photographer Davis Grayson, right? A blank at the disco, blank blank. Shortly after the body of a journalist was discovered, slumped. Amanda? Wait, did Amanda have... Amanda does have gaze. So did Amanda stab him? I feel like there's no real motive, but it looks like, I mean... She's the one with the knife in her pocket, right? So I'll assume that Amanda, because of the photo, a dancer at the disco, Amanda, what's her surname? Adams. That's what I'm thinking. But whose orders? Because it wouldn't have been Kenneth, I don't think. Because Kenneth tried to protect Dennis, warning him not to come here. Mike Alvarez, probably. That fricker. Because he needed Dennis dead. And he has tried to kill him in the past. So I would say Mike Alvarez. I think he did have a friend at the police in the last case, no? That police, Hadley Badman. Did he have something? I think I remember something along those lines. Let's see, is that right or not? Mike Alvarez. Here we go. Here we go. Well, hopefully he gets arrested this time. One journalist is dead for digging too close to the truth. His photographer shared his fate when his blackmail met its match. Dennis Miller didn't escape death a second time. Mike Alvarez won't escape justice this time. Very nice. Let's keep going. Oh, we are in Ad Astra. Now this is gruesome. Wow. A young woman lies in a pool of blood. A bullet stuck in her chest. She is dead. Oh my god. Blood splashes against the wall. A puddle of blood on the floor leading to the psychology center door. A bloody handprint on it. The reception desk covered with blood. The silent alarm button at the back isn't pressed. The young man lies dead on the reception desk. His head pierced by a bullet. His hand still lies on the silent alarm button. The telephone receiver is still off the hook with the police on the other end. On the police record, it was registered at 11:19. Some Ad Astra brochures are scattered on the floor. Ad Astra Center, open your eyes. Discover the truth, your true self. Welcome to the Ad Astra family. Please make yourself comfortable, visit the guest areas, and feel free to ask questions to our staff. Achieving greatness. If you are visiting our center, it means that you have decided to unlock your inner potential. You have come to the right place. Our famous testimonials can testify that our centers are instrumental in helping people overcome their inner traumas and find themselves. As Dominic Fraser's many books outline, there is a cell of greatness hidden in all of us, yet few of us know how to tap into it. That's where we come in. Two singers you've heard thousands of times on the radio, Troy Dixon and Rebecca Simpson, are part of our family. Our therapy. Through cutting-edge research methods and with the help of top doctors and psychologists from around the world, Ad Astra has developed what we call the ultimate method. What does it consist of? 4 simple points. Removal of past and future strain through psychological interviews designed to overcome trauma. Reliving and learning to exercise past traumas, eliminating depression, fear, uncertainty, and other ailments that are the main cause of failure to achieve personal greatness. Gaining self-confidence in order to triumph within the world of entertainment, music, or business, finding the keys to success by opening up an increasingly complex universe. Self-help cures through the works of Dominic Fraser, offered free to our members. His journey from war hero to philanthropist, his methods of unlocking potential. You will also have free access to the vitamins, serums, tonics, and other cutting-edge drugs that pharmaceutical companies have not yet made available, all inspired and tested by the most accredited physicians in the world. Okay, so Dominic Fraser is involved here. Let's see. Morning shift, weekly turns. Reception area, Adrian Collins, Bella Fox. Afternoon shift, Ellie Vargas, Ariana Robbins. So we have some names here. Who is this? Man in his 30s, motionless on the floor. 2 gun wounds in his body, 1 deadly. Semi-automatic pistol and bullet case line next to his body. With a pack of cigarettes. A gun is on the floor, still smoking. Is that like the guard? It looks like he might be dressed like a guard. Security guard. What do we have on this? Morning appointments, 9:30 daily phone report by the doctor, 10 technician control, let him in the employee only area. Rebecca Simpson visit with the doctor. Tobias Hobbs appointment with management. Preparation in the guest area for the party. Celebration party for Troy Dixon and Tobias Hobbs. Let's see what's in this room. Oh my god, there's more. The man dressed in a lab coat lies unconscious on the floor. A large amount of blood is flowing from a wound on his head. He's still breathing. Okay, that's good. Mr. Fraser, I'm writing to request additional personnel to assist me at the center. I believe I am on the verge of significant discoveries with our earnings. Increasing an additional assistant would be of great value and would not pose a financial burden. I understand that center's chemists are now working for you, following the construction of the new greenhouse and the start of strophanthine extraction. However, at the same time, there is no way to proceed with laboratory studies without specialized personnel. For this reason, a letter left half written on the sheet of notebook paper. Okay. He was writing it to Mr. Fraser. Dominic Fraser. Let's see what's in the first room. Oh, who is she? I was in the corridor waiting for the doctor. A man was screaming out of his mind. Then I heard a shot and a woman screamed. Then another shot. After that, silence. Then I heard the sound of feet running. 2 other shots or 3. I was so scared, so I didn't hear. The walls are insulated, so I heard nothing else. So she was here for the doctor's appointment. Rebecca Simpson. That's Rebecca Simpson. Okay. Well, let's can I mark her as Rebecca Simpson already? I probably should have done it for the others as well. Okay, this room seems to be empty. Oh. Okay. They had barricaded the room with a table, but I forced my way in. Both were on their floor. The singer looked like he had fainted. I was checking the old man's pulse when the singer started to rise. I thought he was reaching for his gun. I shot him. Christ, how was I supposed to know it was empty? That's when the woman burst in. Wait. What? So, but this is a police officer, right? Police badge David McCart. So let's mark him as David McCart. So this is the singer. Oh, that's the Troy guy. He killed Troy. No. Well, I wasn't particularly fond of Troy. Man lies on the floor. A copious amount of blood forming a pool underneath him. He appears to have a bullet wound in the stomach and one in the right leg. He is dead. Almost finished. Plastic bag of gaze, of course. My poor naive Troy. Have you not yet guessed who is stealing all your money and trying to keep you away from Marta? Maybe you're not surrounded by friends. Maybe I'm the only one you can truly count on. K. Well, Troy is dead. Troy Dixon, right? Yep. Okay. This guy. The man lies against the wall, dead with a bullet in his stomach. Many small shards of glass are scattered over his head and body. Is that... oh, wait, that is the Hobbs. Tobias Hobbs. With his hat, right? He had a cool hat. Tobias Hobbs. Who is she? Is that Marta? That is Marta. Troy, why? It's all my fault. The policeman wouldn't have come if it weren't for my call. A ring with the initials TD engraved on it. Oh, it looks like a wedding ring in its container with a dedication, Marta. Dear Marta, I have examined Troy's contract thoroughly, and I can assure you that it won't be easy to change managers without resorting to costly legal proceedings. I'm not just saying this as a country solicitor who works on office cases. I've consulted with colleagues in the city who know a lot about this stuff. They all tell me that Tobias Hobbs is well connected and unassailable. What you said about Troy's change is frightening, and I also think it can be attributed to drugs, but it's impossible to prove the responsibility of his manager or that new age center you mentioned. You know how much I care about Troy and you. To me, you both remain the naive kids who used to play together in my garden with my son. I'll keep investigating, I promise. Best regards, Tony. Okay. What is this? The room is full of recording equipment, cameras, video recorders, and tapes. They seem to have been recording all the conversations that happened in these rooms. Let's have a listen. You freaking leech. I don't care about the stealing, but this is too much. Calm down, boy. You're confused, you're bleeding, for Christ's sake. Let's discuss this like friends. You're no friend of mine. I learned about your dirty tricks to keep me separated from Marta. Where you think you're going? Gunshot. Are you crazy? You could have killed me. Tell me the truth. What's all of this? What did you do to me? You're paranoid, Troy. All this pressure, this tension, it's affecting your perception. You said it would help. You said it was for the stress, to help me cope during the tours. Troy, trust me. Give me that gun. I'll help you. I can make all of this disappear. I know powerful people. Help me. You separated me from Marta. You stole my money. How can I trust you? I'm your friend. Your only friend. Not like that failed actress of yours who... And then he killed him. Recording continues. Police department. Sir, can you hear me? Central 1141. We have 2 men here. One appears to be unconscious. I am going to check the other. He's badly wounded. Gunshot to the chest. He's not responding. Sounds of shuffling. You there, don't move. Don't get near the gun. Drop it now. He's down. I had to shoot him. He was armed. Oh shit, the weapon was empty. Shit. Troy? Oh god, no. Why did I tell you? I mean, don't reach for the gun. If the police officer is there, come on. An empty 38 caliber revolver. The grip is slightly cracked and smeared with blood. It was used to strike someone. Well, yeah. Okay, there's some books. Self-help books by Dominic Fraser. There is... So, what else? I think we can go here to the employees. The room is locked. I need a key to get in. Oh, we need a key. I haven't seen key on anyone. I must have missed it. Oh, here is a key. Oh, I totally overlooked it on the floor there. Okay, I think I should probably use this icon more often to see if I have missed something or not. Okay, here we are. There's the cameras. This is CCTV room. This CCTV room is well equipped. Monitors surveil the whole structure. Well, can we have a look what happened? A tape recorder with conversations from the psychologic room. We can finally say we cured you from your alcoholism, can't we? Agitated. I wasn't an alcoholic. I've never been one. Of course, it came out wrong, and I apologize. Don't you start like that stupid journalist, that guy who got what he deserved, that stupid hack. Anyway, you don't need alcohol anymore, do you? No, but well... Am I not swapping one vice for another? Of course not. This is not a drug. It's a creative aid. It helps you stay clean and concentrated. Yes, creative. Concentrated. That's right. Now I know you don't like it, but we need to discuss your situation. Situation? With your wife. You know she was sabotaging your treatment. Sending me to Alcoholics Help. Right. Like a common bomb. You don't need her, do you? Can't have a drink in peace. You have your family here, me, your doctor. We are always here for you. Literally a sect. Giving drugs to everyone. Making them addicted. I didn't want to be here. I only came because Mr. Fraser asked. Locking yourself at home won't help you, my dear. How can you be an actress if you won't leave home? Maybe you shouldn't be an actress. All this started when I became an actress. First, Patrick died. Mr. Raven, I assume. Tell me about him. I feel responsible for his death, in a way. You are not. I am. I used him. He was so blindly in love with me, and I used that to get a role in that play. It was an accident. His death, wasn't it? An allergic reaction, I think. No, I mean, I don't know. Don't cry. Here, take some of this. What is it? I don't want drugs. I've seen what they do, what they've done to my colleagues and friends. It's not a drug. It's a pill, a calming pill. You're shook. The play, those homicides, everything. Here. Shrill voice. I don't want it. Chair falling on the floor, door slamming. We need to do something about her. She's not fit for our organization. I wonder why Mr. Recording stops. Of course she's a good girl, Doctor. What are you implying? I'm implying nothing. I'm your friend here. I just want what's best for you, and I've known her for most of my life. You don't understand. You've seen these photos of Mrs. Hart, right? Yes, I knew about them. She showed me those photos. Do you think they're the right person for you? Someone who would take photos like that to achieve success? Isn't it comparable to betrayal in a way? You don't understand, Doc. I have known her since we were kids. We only had each other. They tricked her. She is your school sweetheart. I know. You seem incredibly tense. I think it's the stress of the last months. Why don't you try a pill? I swore to her I would quit this stuff, Doctor. The drug. It's not a drug, it's a pill. A calming pill. You're shook. The tour, those homicides, everything here. Sound of liquid being swallowed. Thanks. And it's not a drug, it's a creative aid, isn't it? Yeah, it helps me. Stay concentrated, stay creative. You don't need her for that, do you? But why shouldn't I call her? Why? You have your family here, us, your manager. We were always for you here. God, okay. What is this? List and status of the Center's important members. Important. Psychological evaluation of our important members is only to be executed by Dr. Byron. Dr. Byron. Promising member. So lots of people here. Caddy Keller, potentially dangerous. So Caddy Keller, Henry Marshall, and Jeffrey Steinwitz did not like this Ad Astra stuff. What is this? A binder with handwritten study. Gaze drug and its effects by Jacob Byron. In collaboration with Aaron Lewis. Study on the drug known as gaze. Report by Dr. Byron. Day 118 of study. After thorough examinations at the lab, the drug appears to be a tropane alkaloid with strong psychoactive effects. It has a strong influence over mood, perception, cognitive, and behavioral abilities. In layman terms, the subjects who have taken the recommended dose of drug or lower displayed more creativity. They were more easily influenced by outside sources. This is where the psychology centers can make wonders, changing a patient's perspective when needed with minimum input. Easy acceptance of ideas and concepts once before considered alien before. Easily manipulated. Depending on the subject, sometimes a diminished sense of regret, guilt under the influence. Recommendation. We recommend better training of personnel at the psychology centers, enforcing consistent procedures to maximize the effect of the drug on their body and mind of our patients in line with the organization's needs. If the maximum dosage are exceeded, the drug can act as an anticholinergic, more specifically as a nicotinic antagonist, causing paralysis. If mixed with other substances in strong doses, it can lead to death. See the case of Jack Potter. Other symptoms include drowsiness, delusions of persecution, hallucinations, psychosis, mood very dependent on constant and sustained drug, other substance use including alcohol, violent outbursts. Attempts at chemical synthesis have unfortunately resulted in failures. It appears that for the time being, the only reliable method of obtaining this drug is importation of the plants or the already processed product through the usual channels from Mexico. On a positive note, we have made huge progress in the creation of more acceptable form of gaze, pills, tablets, and some attempts have been made into turning it into liquid form. This will satisfy the request of many of our patients, especially models and actors who fear that inhalation could damage delicate tissue and leave their careers destroyed. The new pills are simple to use, they resemble regular medicine, which will make them much easier to ship to customers. Police inspections will find only what could be easily mistaken for sleeping pills. Vials containing a wet liquid. Out inside. Thanks for subbing for me, man. Tonight's gonna be wild, and there was no way I could face the morning shift. These 2 packs are well earned. Thanks for subbing for me. A huge stash of the creative drug. Inside the box are also pills, tablets, and even files. Killing the doubts within. Mind and body, total control of the mind under stress. Empty your mind. Entire bibliography of Dominic Fraser is here. Weekly turns. Morning shift, security guard Josiah Lloyd. Afternoon shift, Luke Reed. So we have the names of the security guards here. Wait, what time is it? I think we had, like, Rebecca Simpson. Her visit was at 11, right? And she was here, so it's around 11. So, that was the morning shift. But, thanks for subbing for me to Night's Gonna Be Well. There was no way I could face the morning shift. So, Luke Reed was... It should have been just Josiah Lloyd, but it was Luke Reed. So, the dead security guard is Luke Reed, I believe. Yeah. Well, this is Martha. We know that that is Martha Hart. We're missing one. We're missing one thing somewhere. Oh, here, I had missed it that he shot Bart, okay. Took me a while to find the one missing word, but okay. We need to figure out the other 3 people. So we had like employees. Where did we have them? Here, yeah. Okay, it is the morning shift, right? Adrian Collins, Bella Fox. So this Adrian Collins, then. Adrian Collins. This would be Bella Fox. And who is the last guy? This one. Dressed in a lab coat. Oh, dressed in a lab coat, he's the doctor. Jacob Bryan, then. Jacob Bryan. Okay. Blank blank discovered that his blank had been blanked. His blank. Okay, so I think it was pretty clear what happened here, right? Troy Dixon discovered that his manager Tobias Hobbs had been stealing his what? His money, his earnings for years, and quietly sabotaging his marriage to actress Martha Hart. Fueled by rage and by the drug called gaze, he shot 2 people at reception and a security guard in the morning shift before finding and killing Tobias Hobbs, who was hiding in psychologic room number 3, I think. 3, yeah. Troy Dixon was eventually shot by a policeman after his revolver was already empty, correct, fill in the details. Oh. Oh. Okay, this one is correct, but there are more details to fill in here. While attempting to stop him, blank fires a warning shot, then fatally shoots blank. Blank shoots, okay. So policeman shoots Troy Dixon, unaware his gun was empty. Is killed before it's gonna move. Okay, and can move these things around as well. Yeah, okay, we need to organize them. I think probably policeman shoots Troy would be the last one, or one of the last. Police call is made by blank blank in reception. What was his name? This guy. Adrian Collins. Adrian Collins? No? Police record registered at 11:19. Who else called it then? Or did she call the police? No, she didn't. Okay. Let's see, what else? Fires a warning shot, then I think Troy Dixon fires a warning shot, then fatally shoots Tobias Hobbs. Blank is killed before he gets to activate the alarm. So that's Adrian Collins. Blank arrives arranged searching for his manager. That's Troy Dixon. That's probably first. Blank wounds blank, but he's shot twice and dies. Oh, the security guard, Luke Reed. Luke Reed's wounds Troy Dixon, and he's shot twice and dies. A blank is killed while attempting to stop him. Oh wait, was this guy struck by the? Yeah, he was struck. Yeah, so that is Jacob Byron. That was struck by the grip. Jacob Byron is unconscious. Police call is made by, I mean, it has to be that other girl, right? Bella Fox. Who calls? No. Where was the police call? Was it the police call made from the security room? I mean, police record. I mean, the police call was made from this phone, right? But it's not this guy who called. It's not this girl who called. So weird. Who called the police? Blank is killed while attempting to stop him. This one will be Bella Fox, probably. Because we haven't had her here yet. Bella Fox. Okay. Police call is made by blank in reception. I mean, this guy, this policeman, like, calls the... I don't know if they mean by this police call. Probably not. But... maybe that's what they mean. What was the policeman's name? David McCart. So David McCart in psychological room. Yeah, no, that's not it either. Okay, Martha Hart called the police. Oh, she did, didn't she? Okay, yeah, she did. Oh, I shouldn't have called. Right. Waiting for my call. Yeah. Totally forgot about that. Just, I was thinking more about the phone placement. That surely someone nearby would have used it, but I guess not. Okay, now we need to order it. So Troy Dixon arrives enraged, searching for his manager would be first. Then fires a warning shot. That would be towards the end, right? When he fires a warning shot and then kills Tobias. He's struck by the grip. Jacob Bryan, that would be somewhere in the middle. Police call is made by Marta in the reception. That would probably be somewhere towards the beginning. Because it was 11:19, right? So probably Adrian Collins would be second. He's killed before he gets to activate the alarm. Bill Cox is killed while attempting to stop him. Luke Reed wounds him. He shot twice and dies. Police call is made by Marta. Jacob Bryan is struck. Troy Dixon fires a warning shot. No. Okay, maybe Marta calls him later, after Jacob Bryan is struck. Or maybe here. No. When does Marta call police? At the very start? No. Okay, something else is wrong. I'm not sure what else could be in a... Maybe Luke wounds him somewhere here. I'm a bit confused. What's up with this order? I feel like Adrian Collins has to be second, right? Before the alarm is activated. Policeman shoots Troy. That is definitely the last as well. Okay. I kept swapping them and then eventually I got it. What was it? Troy Dixon is enraged. Bella Fox is killed first. Then Adrian is killed. Okay. Luke Reed then wounds. Jacob is struck. Troy Dixon fires a warning shot, then shoots Tobias. Then Marta, then Marta. I started to suspect that maybe Marta called it afterwards. And then police shoots. Okay. So I was wrong assuming Adrian was shot first. Because of that alarm button not being pressed. The manager skimmed profits, manipulated his life. When he figured it out, Troy snapped and went on a killing spree. 4 people dead and the creative drug at the core of it again. Police station. Oh, here is the... what's his name? Kenneth Cleveland. It's Kenneth for you, detective. I've been wanting to talk to you for some time, but I was waiting for the right moment. I know you've been very busy. All these deaths deplorable. One can only wonder what kind of empire stands behind it all. Well, there's been a letter with your... no clues collected. With your stamp. So here are the cases that we had. Michael Varez, gays, poisoning, murder. And what is this? Roman Lipko, born in New York from a family of immigrants, death of his father due to health issues related to alcoholism. Reported for several incidents requiring police intervention, no arrest, arrested. Gendarme, then joined the Korean War. This is the letter we found before. Roman Lipko. Okay, well, let's talk to him. There's been a letter with your stamp. Oh, my little letters. What can I tell you? I'm a bit of a graphomaniac, so I keep correspondence with a lot of different people. That's not a crime, is it? Might be if your little letters result in the murder of those you pointed them to. That would never hold up in a court, and you know that full well. But I'm here as a friend to help you solve this mystery. Have you figured out yet who is behind all of this? Let me tell you a story. Once upon a time, there was a small crook named Roman. You mean Roman Lipko? Who is he? What does he have to do with all of this? Mr. Lipko was born in New York to an honest, poor family of immigrants, but he wasn't cut from the same cloth as his parents. At 22, he had an argument with a boy from another gang over a failed smuggling deal, and can you guess what happened? Murder? Indeed, stuck a knife deep inside him. The kid didn't seem to appreciate his new condition and died on the spot. Roman was supposed to be sent to prison, but he cut a deal with the police. Do you know the rest of the story, detective? He enrolled in the army to fight in the Korean War, but here it says that he died in What year? 1952. Exactly, that's why you're a top detective, isn't it? As you may have noticed, the funeral was held with a closed casket. Grenade wounds, what a terrible thing, leave you unrecognizable. So was he really dead? Or perhaps, or did he become someone else? A war hero, perhaps? That is the, what's his name? Dominic, Fraser. Are you saying that, what was his Lipko's name? Roman Lipko stole... Oh, and Mike. Malcal... No, not Mike Alvarez's, no. Oh, here. From the Jaws of Defeat, Jeffrey Steinwitz, Dominic Fraser, here. Are you saying that Roman Lipko stole Dominic Fraser's identity? No, detective, you said that. I would never accuse such an esteemed citizen of being a fraud, a criminal, and a spy. I would never say that he made himself a new life using a war hero's name and used his war veteran status as a springboard to achieve fame, success, money, and over time, power. I would never accuse such an esteemed... and no one ever noticed that he isn't the hero he claimed to be. Fraser had an immaculate reputation. His bestseller book about his efforts in the war became a successful movie. It gets easier to destroy your past when you're rich and famous, especially if you're the master of the hot new drug in town. And that new drug must be gays. Bingo! Have you noticed how this drug is now everywhere? Let me go back to the late 60s, where Dominic was my partner working as a spy for the government. Our goal was to stop marijuana from coming from Mexico. At least that's what we said we were doing. In reality, Dominic had found a more profitable trade. And that trade must have been importing gays? Right again, he was stopping one drug while smuggling another. I caught wind of this, his new operation, and asked to get in. By then, I had already uncovered his past, despite his efforts to erase it from every record. When you work as a spy long enough, you learn to distrust polished stories. Then you manage to get in on the trade. On the operation. Dominic didn't take kindly to my involvement. He sent someone to deal with me and had me left in the desert to die. Convinced the problem had solved itself, it hadn't. You may have noticed my scar and the eye. That's the parting gift. Since then, I've made it my purpose to correct what was done to me. And today may simply be the conclusion of an arrangement he began himself. Wait, what happens today? Now, I don't want to tell you how to do your job, but maybe you should rush to the Fraser's fancy mansion. I hear someone there received a rather disconcerting letter just this morning. Uh-oh. Let's see. Blank, long link to the case through his stamp. So Kenneth Cleveland. Long link to the case through his stamp on the letters. Whoop. Revealed that Dominic Fraser is in fact Roman Lipko, a former spy who built his empire through the trade of gays. After Kenneth attempted to force his way into the operation, Dominic Fraser responded by ordering his murder in the desert. Kenneth survived and vowed to systematically destroy the empire Dominic built. He warned of an imminent report incident at the Fraser Mansion, urging immediate police intervention? Okay. Alright, well, I believe this is probably the final case now. What is this Dominic Fraser? Fraser Mansion. Okay, well, it is dark in here. Can we light it up? The woman lies on the ground, her face a mask of pallor. She is not breathing. She is dead. Is that Caddy Keller? No, Miss Lehman. Now that you are free from those so-called sleeping pills, you're finally ready for the truth to understand how you were deceived, manipulated, and blinded by a man who is never who he claimed to be. I know you have suspected this for a long time, but your mind was deliberately clouded by the drugs your husband gave you. I too was betrayed by him, tricked and left for dead, and I have never forgiven him. Read the documents. Now is the time to act. Kenneth Cleveland. Another one of those letters, stamped with a K. Wheelchair on the ground, did it fall or was it pushed? Two eyes stare at the observer, emitting rays of light. In the middle of night, a nighttime photo of an ancient pyramid. What do we have? A lightweight metal watering can is sitting near the plants. A mass of white and pink flowers lines the rows of the greenhouse along the side. Other crops grow in scattered clusters. Not much seems to be going on in this room. Dear Mr. and Mrs. Fletcher, I'm giving you the day off. Go and enjoy yourselves. Shirley and I will take care of the preparations for tonight's meeting. The only thing I ask is that you take the 2 bottles of champagne from Dominic's personal reserve from the cellar and leave them on the table. These are mature bottles, so I want to personally open them in advance and decant them briefly as is necessary for wines of this quality. The bottles are required for the toast all attendees make at the start of the meeting. I am grateful for all the help you have given me over the years. Enclosed with this letter is a check as a token of my appreciation. With gratitude, Clarice Lehman. So, okay. The like housekeepers were let go. Okay. She poisoned everyone. An old and expensive champagne bottle, a faint chemical note is... wow. A bottle of water. The man is holding his head alive, but breathing heavily, unresponsive. Dear Dominic, or should I say Roman, you thought you were rid of me, but I came back from the grave to take my revenge. Like the past you worked so hard to bury, I've come back to haunt you. My only regret is not being able to see your face when you realize that you've lost everything, coming from the place you least expected. We never get rid of our past. Enjoy your last moments. Your dear friend, Kenneth. Dear Mr. Fraser, the results of the test attached show that the condition of your heart has not improved. The risk of a heart attack is currently high. The stress you have been under in recent months, combined with your physical state, has worsened the situation. We recommend that you continue your diet and above all, avoid alcohol. In addition, as far as possible for a man in your position, try to avoid situations that may upset you. Once again, I advise against the use of strogofantin, which, although faster acting, can be dangerous and is therefore rarely used today. With regard to your wife, I have sent a letter of reprimand to Nurse Shirley Flores for indulging her obsessions. For now, however, I will allow Mrs. Lehman the greater freedom she seems to be enjoying, provided she continues to take her medication. Who could she hurt anyway? I wonder, who could she hurt? Dominic Fraser's sheet. Talking points. As it has become obvious over the past month, someone is sabotaging our organization in an attempt to destroy it. The chains of incidents and homicides influenced by some external presence are a clear indication of that. Old colleagues from the Secret Service have been contacted and a covert investigation is ongoing. To rebuild our reputation, we have to work together, each of us tackling his own field. The philanthropic efforts of the Bradley Fraser Foundation will have to appear even more spectacular, so support from Mr. Hayes to convince the public is essential. Objective: rebuild reputation, find the culprit behind the attacks on our organization, strengthen philanthropic efforts of the Bradley Fraser Foundation, and publicize them through Hayes's publications. Jacob Bryan's sheet. Talking points. It is essential to expedite the production of gaze. We must find a way to synthesize it in a lab now that routes from Mexico are blocked. The ultimate objective is for gaze to become a regularly sold medicine like Clarice Lehman's sleeping pills, our first successful test. On one hand, the potential of gaze as a psychopharmacological drug is enormous, and agreements have already been made with pharmaceutical companies for its production and sale. On the other, subjects who consumed unregulated gaze have shown devastating effects on their psyches, as our Ad Astra Center studies indicate. Proposal: more immediate concerns. Spread the drug among the general population in order to cause episodes of psychosis in poor neighborhoods. This will lead to increased demand for law enforcement within cities, which will distract the public from the border issue. Batman will take care of the logistics. Hayes will be key in convincing the public of the new emergency. Long-term objective: expedite commercial production of gaze, work in tandem with pharmaceutical companies, ad campaign to sell the new drug to the public. Augustus Whitney's sheet. Talking points. The main objective is to cooperate with Batman in redirecting police funds from drug controls to on the border to internal controls. The voting public has to be convinced of the existence of an internal emergency of a major domestic crime crisis in the country. To do this, one can make use of the crime statistics provided by the department. Ask Batman. That was the police guy. To achieve this, it is suggested to work with Hayes. So Hayes is like some. I think I've heard of Hayes before, but it sounds like Hayes is some big like publication head or something. In short, collaboration is needed to succeed at these points. With Batman to suggest laws, with Hayes, information. So, I should probably start filling out things. An elderly man, conservatively dressed, lies on his back. His motionless body is still twisted in its final seizure of pain. So this was the doctor. Doctor's coat, yeah. Well, we know that is the Jacob Bryan. Jacob Bryan. This is Dominic Fraser. What else do we have here? Oh, Mrs. Lehman, who is... Oh, wait, who's this? Why did she do it? Why? Now that she finally... now that she was finally starting to live again. The American Nurse Association forwarded to Shirley Flores. Shirley, I'm happy to hear that Mrs. Clarice Lehman has been much more active and responsive in the last weeks, but what Mr. Fraser told me, and you should have, not him, is disconcerting. Is it true that she tried to stand from the wheelchair and walk, and you supported her in this inane intention? This is unacceptable. You're not a doctor. You just don't understand Mrs. Lehman's condition, and your closeness to her must have clouded your judgment. Mrs. Lehman is a weak, mentally frail woman. She needs her sedatives and her sleeping pills. Must I remind you that you respond to Mr. Fraser first and to me, the treating doctor, second. You think you're seeking improvement, but instead you're looking at a mad woman who was inept even before her son's death, which devastated her already lacking cognitive abilities. Oh, wow. Dear Shirley, isn't it funny how when you're a young and attractive actress, you're always surrounded by friends, but when you get old and bound to a wheelchair, no one is around? That's the reason I value your friendship so much. You never looked at me as a patient, but as a friend. For all these years, and only your presence made me survive the loss of Bradley. It feels so painful now when Dominic sends you away for days that never seem to end just to deprive me of your company. I think he's starting to suspect that why I have to do everything in secret. But I've got to risk it today because I have to tell you the great news. Today I walked. Yes, all alone. I did half of the corridor on my own. That Kenneth who has been writing, I don't know his motives, but he was right. I thought I was an invalid for such a long time. I thought I was feeble-minded, as I heard Dominic describe me to the doctor when he didn't think I could hear him. But no, as Kenneth said, it was the medicines, all those pills, the injections. Since we agreed to stop with those, I feel like a new person, as if I've just awakened from a deep slumber, as if I'm finally alive again. We need to be careful, Shirley. I'm acting dumb all the time when Dominic is around. I feel like an actress again. But I think he notices that something is different. Clarice. Okay, so this is Shirley Flores. Shirley Flores. And that was Lehman. Miss Lehman. I think I don't have her name. It was Clarice Lehman, right? Clarice, yeah. Memorabilia box, yeah. Old wedding photograph. Classic Hollywood portraits. A book on plants and herbs. There's a bookmark that points to the specific page. Ooh, okay, that's where she got the poison from. Bella Ward, herbs and their properties. Strophanthus gratus is a plant belonging to the Apocynaceae family. Native to tropical Africa, its fragrant flowers have a striking appearance, a white corolla topped by purple with pink corona lobes. In the United States, this plant is hard to obtain and for horticulturists. It has an extremely hazardous substance status, so it cannot be easily obtained and cultivated. Pharmaceutical companies that use it are subject to strict observation by authorities. This is because of the following cardiac glycosides that cause toxicity. Oabin, Simarin, strophoside. Plant's medical properties have been known for centuries. In traditional medicine, it was used to treat heart failure due to the presence of cardiac glycosides such as strophanthina G. At the same time, and justifying its status as a toxic substance, the plant was historically used in the creation of poisoned arrows in both warfare and hunting. The seeds are extremely toxic and were processed into a poisonous paste for the purpose of poisoning, which was then applied to arrowheads. These methods of poisoning could cause a quick death, with the heart stopping within minutes. Toxic compounds such as strophanthidin and oabin extracted from the seeds are also soluble in organic solvents, alcohols, and to a limited extent in water. Historically, these glycosides were used as a cardiotonic agents via injection. There have been reported cases of poisoning when subjects drank the compounds in liquid solution. So that's what she used. Closet is full of clothes. At the bottom there's a box with various documents. Mr. Fraser, our problematic person has been dealt with. Something is bound to happen on those risky roads to the border. An accident that will silence our problem forever. He tried to convince the guards that you blackmailed him to create the accident, but they were my men, and they paid no attention. They are well remunerated not to ask questions, and they are loyal. I'll be collaborating with Hayes on creating a story for the news. Inspector Hadley, Batman. This is how they got Pedro to do their bidding, then got rid of him. Bradley paid the price for his disobedience. Oh my god, there's so much to read. Clarice, you and I have something in common. We have both been betrayed by your husband. Just as he tried to murder me so that I wouldn't report his dirty business to my superiors, he had your son killed, destroying the most important part of your life. For him, Bradley was never his son, but just an instrument. He married you as a conduit to perpetuate Hollywood from the inside. Then Bradley took your place as a link to the rising stars in show business. He used the drug he had discovered in Mexico while working as a spy to subjugate and manipulate people to blackmail or obtain money, loyalty, and favors. Pedro Diaz, the man who killed your son, was also a tool in Dominic's hands. Pedro was a young student he had saved from torture during the conflicts in Mexico in the 1960s, who then was mercilessly exploited. It was Pedro himself who, under Dominic's orders, tried to kill me in 1969 with the promise of a new life in the US. Your son Bradley was beginning to slip out of Dominic's control. He wasn't as strong as Dominic wanted him to be, but too much like you, his mother. Too human. He had started dealing gays himself, hoping to make friends among the famous people Dominic had introduced him to. But there are no friends among elite, only competitors, rivals. When Dominic learned of Bradley's desperate attempt at rebellion, which was clearly just a cry for recognition from a father who had never considered him worthy, he saw it as betrayal. That's who Dominic is, a person who has always exploited everyone, you, me, Bradley, Pedro. Everyone to build his empire, his pyramid of power with him at the top, cinema to build a myth about his false heroism in war, the press to celebrate his acts of generosity, his political donations disguised as philanthropy, his Ad Astra centers for manipulating the minds of VIPs. I tried to destroy his empire from within using his own tricks, but I only managed to get rid of a few small pawns. Even my attempt to make contacts in the press failed. The only one who can get close to him is you, Clarice. Let's avenge Bradley. Kenneth Cleveland. Okay. An elegant box of keeping medicines. Bottle of sleeping pills. It is unopened. Mrs. Lehman, I'm forced to increase your sleeping pill dosage in light of your recent mood swings, as reported to me by Mr. Fraser. Take 2 pills a day, one in the morning and one in the evening to help calm your nerves. Also make sure Shirley Flores gives you your weekly injection. Grade Van Group. Paid to Shirley Flores $20,000 for parting gift, Clarice Lehman. I hid this check in the medicine box so you'll only find it when everything is over. I know you wouldn't have accepted it otherwise. It's my small way of saying thank you for your commitment and friendship over the years. Thank you for everything and goodbye, Clarice. Okay, wow. That's wild. So that was there. And this was the big room, yeah. An Egyptian scene made disturbing by the large eye watching from behind the pyramid. A lot of these. Hadley Badman is here as well, the police chief. The drugs cannot pass through, they get stopped at the border, and no courier has been spared from arrest there. So this one is Preston Cox. Oh, the politician. Oh, the Evelyn's uncle. Representative younger voters, the goal is to propose policies toward a more open use of drugs. Okay. Everyone's involved. Gideon Horton. Who's that? Gideon Horton. There was Gideon. I remember hearing the name. But who was he? Proposal to expand laws of the private cultivation of plants. Start with the medicinal plants. Once these laws protecting vulnerable people become reality, expand them so that gays can also be cultivated on US soil. Of course. Yeah, that was Gideon Horton. Luke Hayes. Oh, I have found everything. Address the centers. Luke Hayes. Wait, who was Luke Hayes? Haven't heard of Luke Hayes. There was Luke Dyson, but Luke Hayes, I'm not sure. Address the centers covers have been blown due to the recent events. They have lost prestige and need a new PR spin. Work with the advertising firms to create a new plan of action. We need to push the domestic crime crisis narrative. Batman will provide statistics to be published in newspapers and magazines to scare the public and sway their opinion. This will also convince the police to remove their force from the border and add patrols in city areas. So basically, big PR stunt. The man died on the ground, bent on his stomach. Man's face shows his last moments were marked by intense pain. Expensive pinstripe jacket. I think this was probably the politician. Let's try. So this one is... What was the name? Preston Cox. He's also the closest to the paper. Preston Cox. No! No, it's not Preston Cox. Huh. Okay, fair enough. The man appears to have struggled on the ground, torn apart by spasms before dying. Wearing a modern shirt and a colorful jacket. Elderly man, conservatively dressed, lies on his back. Okay, who would have been... Black uniform with the tie. I'm thinking this maybe is the police guy. Hadley Badman? Maybe? Hadley Badman? It's hilarious that the police chief's surname is Badman. Very fitting. Oh, here we have Clarice's name now. Clarice Lehman there, yeah. So we're missing 4 of these peoples. Well, we know their names, we just don't know which one is which. Well, Jacob Bryan, we know. Dominic Fraser, we know. Augustus Whitney. Augustus Whitney. I'm not sure who he is. Augustus Whitney. Good case to be reclassified as lower threat, work with Cox and Whitney. Cox and Whitney. So Cox and Whitney are politicians. So maybe this is Augustus Whitney then. Augustus Whitney. No! Gosh darn it. Gosh darn it. Expensive jacket. Luke Hayes maybe the media guy. Media mogul maybe he is. Luke Hayes. No! I mean, he's literally the last one that I haven't tried then. Which one haven't I tried? Gideon Horton? Gideon Horton. Okay, literally the last one that I didn't try. Wearing a modern shirt and colorful jacket. This guy is probably the media guy, no? Kinda out there, creative. Maybe? Let's try this one as Luke Hayes. Okay, yes. Augustus Whitney. Oh, Augustus Whitney. Both politicians. Dressed casually wearing bell bottoms and a plaid shirt. He was like the farmer guy, that Uncle Cox, no? So maybe that's why. He kind of like maybe kind of more of a farmer's attire. Maybe, I don't know. So let's try this guy as... What is his name? Preston Cox. Maybe he's too young to be it though. Oh no, it is. Yeah, it is him. Okay, fair enough. And the last guy has to be the Whitney, right? Augustus Whitney. Yes. Oh, what is this? Secret Services, Espionage, Entertainment, Big Business. Pyramid of Power. Well, at the top of the pyramid we have Dominic Fraser. Medicine is Jacob Bryan. Police is Badman. What's his name? Oh, I have it here. Hadley Bradman. Hadley Badman. Media is Luke Hayes. Law. Well, old politics is Augustus Whitney. New politics is Preston Cox. And law is, what's the last guy's name? Gideon Horton. All right, okay, now I remember. His name was on all of those lawyer letters. Makes sense why he was so fancily dressed, yeah. Gideon Horton. Here we go, Pyramid of Power completed. Now it's time to finish the text. Blank blank orchestrated. So Clarice Lehman orchestrated a revenge. By placing a blank blank into the champagne used for the toast. at the meeting. All attendees except blank blank were killed. Dominic Fraser were killed. He was spared as he drank only water due to his heart condition. The killer wanted to avenge the death of Bradley Lehman, who had been killed by Dominic Fraser. Oh no. No. By Pedro. By Pedro, what's his name? By Pedro... Did I write it down? Okay, let's go and have a look. What was his name? Pedro Diaz, okay. Pedro Diaz. On the orders of Dominic Fraser. The killer learned this information through the letters sent by Kenneth Cleveland. Clarice Lehman orchestrated a what? Revenge poisoning by placing a toxic plant 2 clues away. Okay, we're close. Revenge poisoning sounds weird. Is it right? What else could it be? Clarice Lehman orchestrated mass killing. Mass poisoning? No. Mass... I think it has to be mass poisoning. Yeah. If I change it to something else, mass... I mean, nothing else makes sense. Yeah, poisoning is right, so something else is wrong. Clarice Lehman orchestrated mass poisoning by placing a toxic plant into the champagne used for the toast at the meeting. All attendees except Dominic Fraser were killed. He was spared as he drank only water due to his... He had a heart condition, right? The killer wanted to avenge the death of Bradley Lehman, who had been killed by Pedro Diaz on the orders of Dominic Fraser. The killer learned this information through the letters sent by Kenneth Cleveland. What is wrong? Was Bradley's surname Lehman? Or was it something else? Kinda assumed it was, but... Was there any info maybe? About something else? Your son Bradley. If I change Lehman to Fraser. Oh, it was Fraser. Okay. So I guess it was Dominic's son, but she was closer to him than he was to his dad. Okay. The empire built on lies finally collapsed when Clarice learned the truth. Used as a test subject for years was not what broke her, it was discovering that Dominic had their son killed. This was the moment revenge became certainty. Dominic was spared not out of mercy, but to watch his life burn. Caddy Keller suffered a nervous breakdown and retired from the stage. A year later, she wrote a memoir about her days in the theater, which earned her a lot of money in royalties. The book was adapted for the cinema, but Keller refused to appear in it. She married the painter Carl Carlson. Okay. Martha Hart never recovered from the death of her husband Troy. A few months later, she moved to Europe, where she had a brief career as a model, then as a dance instructor. She never remarried. Penelope Marshall divorced her husband Henry, fed up with his alcoholism. She enjoyed great success in 1984 thanks to the TV series LA Angel and had a decent television career. After his divorce from Penelope, Henry Marshall relapsed into alcoholism. After years in rehab, he finally managed to get back on his feet. Penelope and Henry met again on the set of LA Angel, where Henry played an alcoholic killer. They remarried the following year. Okay. Henry now appears in beer commercials. After being investigated for his connections to the Fraser family, Jeffrey Stanwitz surprisingly managed to come out clean. But all the trials and tribulations had a profound impact on him. He retired to private life with his wife Nadine and has not appeared in the newspapers since. When asked about his retirement, his last statement to the press was, "I am too rich for this shit." Having been found instrumental in several murders, Kenneth Cleveland was sent to a maximum security prison while awaiting trial. During his stay in solitary confinement, he was found dead, an apparent suicide. The detective who had led the investigation into Fraser's case tried to launch an inquiry into the matter, but all doors were closed to him. After inheriting all the money from her uncle Preston Cox, who died of poisoning, Evelyn Cox retired to the family farm. Here she lived with her mother and brother, happy to see the family finally reunited. Frank Gaines tried to release his first album under the stage name Fab Frank. It was a total flop. After a career marred by failures, he gave up music and accepted a job at Cox Farm at the invitation of his former colleague Evelyn Cox. They married 2 years later. After the events at his villa, Dominic Fraser's heart couldn't take it. Fraser died of a heart attack while being transported by ambulance to the hospital. The doctors could do nothing. He left no heirs. After the incident in April 1979, the Ad Astra centers were purchased by an unknown individual and closed. Apparently, they will reopen soon with a new name and a major marketing campaign. Well, okay. That was a very fun game. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a good detective work by us. I hope you enjoyed it as well. Let me know in the comments what you thought about it. Press that like button if you enjoyed it. And on the right side, there will be another detective game, The Root Trees Are Dead. I highly suggest you check it out. Thank you very much for watching and see you in the next video.